Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you want to build muscle, get stronger, and see results, this video is for you. But before we get into it, make sure you guys are leaving a like, subscribing down below. Let's get to 2,000 subscribers. I'm very close there, and let's get this video to 30 likes. Let's get straight into the video. All right, so I forgot to mention that this is going to be a top 10 or top 10 tips to see results and get stronger and whatnot. So the first tip is form. So when you're starting out in the gym, or if you've been training for quite a while, I've been training for 5 years, and at first I didn't know what I was doing. Of course, I had a trainer and taught me the correct ways of how to, your form and controlling the weight. So starting, or if you have been going for a while, like I said, you're going to want to pick a weight that you're very comfortable with great form, nice and clean. If you want to go heavy, and cool, but you got to be careful with going heavy, because if you're going heavy, you got to really focus on the stretch and that form. A lot of people that I see who do heavy weights, they have terrible form and technique. So it's very important to hit the muscles correctly. So if you're doing a bicep curl, you want to have your arms just close to your sides, and then you want to curl up. So the dumbbells are on your side, and then you want to slowly curl up. You can go quick, but you don't want to go too quick. Could cause injuries, but you want to avoid injuries. So you want to have great form, your technique, and then with anything really, you want to go slow, you want to go nice and hold the contraction, and be very, very cautious and just not cause any injury. Kind of goes with the first tip. So you want to pick a weight that you're comfortable with. If you're gonna go heavy, I wouldn't suggest it. Just because if you can barely do it, then you just want to lower the weight. So if you're somebody that's used to doing like 35s of dumbbells, you want to go at least 27 and a halves. So progressive overload, you want to keep going and keep training the muscles till failure, till you can no longer do it. So you'll feel that burnout. So make sure you have that form. So this ties in with the first tip, having great form, great technique, nice and clean, with progressive overload. So you keep going with whatever weight that is you're comfortable with, and until you can no longer doing it. That's what builds muscle, is progressive overload and picking a weight that you're comfortable with, heavy or not. So you want to be careful. All right, so the third tip is train with intent. I'm going to keep this very short. So train with intent. You got to work the muscles. You got to work the muscles effectively. You got to really train hard. You got to go at it. You got to put in your all. Everything ties in with the first and second one. So train effectively, train with intent, train with purpose. Know what you're doing, how you're doing it, and effectively, and you'll see results over time with growth. And you got to really master your technique. Your nutrition really is important for fitness. So you got to have a clean diet, no processed shit, and no garbage, no artificial bullshit, no cheat meals. I know some people say cheat meals are a thing, and it's okay to do it once in a while, or once a week. It's bullshit. It kind of throws you off, and you're gonna feel like shit afterwards. So you always want to be focused on nutrition. Nutrition comes first, and then your training. So you want to make sure you're eating high quality foods, high quality proteins, quality over quantity. So like steak, eggs, salmon. Be very limited on your seafood. I don't eat seafood too much, but be very limited on like fish and shit. Sardines, eggs. I said eggs, I think. Quality cheese, quality like milk. I know a lot of people don't drink milk, or just don't care for it, or don't pay attention to what kind that they're getting. All of that is very important. Ground beef, ground turkey, maybe bison, all of that, collagen, grass-fed, all of that steaks. So nutrition is very important, like I said, and it's gonna affect your performance, how you do, how well you do, and yeah, you want to be very careful on that. And I know a lot of people track their macros. I used to do that for a while, But if you have an idea on what you're getting when you're eating high quality foods, you don't need to track it, but it doesn't really matter. It's up to you. It's a preference. So, track your macros or don't, but if you're eating high quality foods, you don't need to be doing that. All right. Tip number 5, recovery. This one's important too. So after a long day of training, I train for about maybe 40 to 50-ish minutes. So once I'm, done with my training, I'll go in the sauna for about 15 to 25. Recovery, I'll do a cold plunge sometimes, but when it's, summertime, it's getting hot out and stuff, I won't do it, but I only do it in the wintertime. So quality sleep matters because, if you don't recover well, you're not going to grow muscles. So it's very important. It's a very key component to seeing results. You got to recover well, stretching afterwards, doing all your yoga, your morning routine. So getting high quality sleep, hydrating very well, getting some sun is a good one. Very, very good one. I've been doing it for years and years and years. And, cold plunge, like I said, sauna, all of that ties into getting your recovery, and you're really going to see growth over time when you do so. If you get, let's say, 3 to 4 hours of sleep, you're not going to really see results. So your body recovers when it's resting, like sleeping. So you got to be very mindful on that. All right, tip number 6, consistency. So we all know, fuck motivation. It doesn't exist. It's just only when you feel like it. Discipline, however, is doing something that you don't feel like doing. So doing it every day, you're going to want to do it every day. Even though you don't feel like doing it, you're going to have to do it. So I go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week. And even when I'm tired during the day or during the night, I'll get up, I'll be like, fuck it, what am I doing? So I'll go even when I'm tired, and I'll still feel like a great workout afterwards. I'll have a lot of energy. So discipline, not motivation. Motivation is fuck that. Just get that away from your vocabulary. Get that away from your words. Discipline. Discipline is what gets you results. It's the key to success. So focus on discipline and doing the things that you don't want to do. Going to the gym, do it when you don't feel like doing it. Waking up to go to work, you have to do it even though you don't feel like doing it. So a lot of that is very important to anything that you do. The next one is compound movements. So compound movements such as bench pressing, deadlifts, pull-ups, those are going to build the most size, the most growth. You're going to feel that more in your chest, your arms, whatever body part that you're working on. Compound movements are what builds effective muscles, and over time you'll see growth and you'll get sore. So focus on, the bench pressing, the leg presses, the deadlifts. The machine works. Not to say that free weights don't work, but you can really implement both. So I find that doing both is very effective. So it's a preference to really anybody. So compound movements is what's going to build growth and the size of your muscles. So to really take that into consideration. So high reps, sets between, sets are like 3 to 5 reps, 10, 12, 14, 16, or however many you want to do. It goes back to progressive overload. Keep doing it until you can't do it. And everyone's going to be different. So I rest between like 2 minutes. So you want to go between maybe 1.5 to 3 minutes, depending on how much work you're doing and the exercises. So it all matters with your recovery. That it goes well with recovery too. So tip number 8 is tempo control. So it goes back to, I think, the first or second tip, slow and control, heavy or not. You want to bring the weight up slowly and then control the weight down and then just bring it back up slowly and make sure you're really squeezing that muscle. If you don't squeeze that muscle, you're not going to be hitting the muscle properly. You're just doing cardio at this point. You're not hitting the muscles as you should be. So with preacher curls, you want to have your arms down on the mat and your armpits over the little padding, and then really slow, bring down control, and then bring it up and squeeze, go down, and then bring it up and squeeze and go down. Slow control. Don't rush it. Take your time. Heavy weight or not, It's gonna build, and then it's gonna be effective for your workouts with anything that you do. Tip number 9, ego lifting. I see it. We all see it. Doing the weight that you can do. So if you're somebody, or if you see somebody that's squatting, let's say 500 pounds of, the squats, the barbell, and they're not doing the form as shit, and they're not going down all the way, that's ego lifting. Lifting weight that you can't do with bad form, bad posture. So that's what people do. I don't know why, but you'll get hurt doing that. So be very careful on what you're doing. So that goes with anything. I have never ego lift. I'm very mindful, and I'm well aware on what I'm doing. So you got to be careful on what you're doing. So don't be one of those people that you see online or see in the gym. So don't ego lift. It doesn't work. You'll get hurt, and it's not the way to do it. So the last and final one, the 10th tip, is track your progress. Nutrition, recovery, you're building muscle, the sets that you do, all of that matters. So day 1, how many sets did you do? How many reps did you do? What were the resting times between those? How much weight did you do? So it's going to be very different for everybody. So day 1, if you did more, day 1, you'll start out with, say, 35 dumbbells, and then your day 2, if you increase that weight, that shows that you're making progress. And now it doesn't mean that if you can't do it, doesn't mean that you're not making progress. So each day is going to be different. The first day, and the second day, and the third day, and it goes on. You're going to lift more than what you did prior to those days, or the day, after. So if you lift more than the day before, then you're seeing progress. So up the weight very slowly and really track it. I don't track my progress. I never have. So you can. I see people do it. They have a notebook, or they put it in their phone, like on notes. So it's effective, but I don't do it because I'm mindful, and I'm well aware on what I'm doing. I can tell if I'm progressing. I've progressed, and I've seen a lot of progress over time. So you can, but it's really up to anybody. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. It's 11. I kind of made it last minute. So make sure you guys implement these 10 tips. I'll put the little transcripts in the description so you guys can follow along each tip that I have mentioned. And if you see results, make sure you guys go to my Instagram. Everything's going to be linked down below. Tell me your progress, or even sending me a DM of before and afters. That's another thing. So before and afters are a good thing for your weight and muscle size. But I've done it. I've posted on my Instagram. I have many videos of after the gym training. So there's a big difference in me. So if you want to check that out, links down below. I think that's about it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate it if you guys went down and did that, shared the video, and 30 likes. And that's it. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.